Hey, this is Christine from SmarterTravel, and I'm with Gina Kramer from our sister site, Critic, aboard the Avalon Saigon. We're on the Mekong River. We have been in Vietnam, now we've cruised into Cambodia. So we're going to talk about 3 great reasons why you should choose a river cruise. Because river cruising is, even if you're maybe not someone who thinks that they, love cruises, river cruising is a different animal altogether. Really.
That's so true. Yeah, I mean, cruising, to some might have a stereotype, especially those who are familiar with the big mainstream cruise ships. One of the greatest benefits of a river cruise is the size. They're so small, and the advantage with that is that they can get into those more off the beaten path, smaller ports that big ships would never be able to get into.
So river cruises, they tend to range in size. This is, there's the very small end, which is just like 5 or 6 staterooms, and then there's a small ship like this, which is a total of 18.
Yeah, we've got 36 passenger capacity, and so, you can just imagine how intimate that vibe is on board too.
Yeah, and you can go, for instance, we've gone to a few villages where, our very small group being there really doubles the population.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like too much because we're a small enough group that I think we're able to go in and learn about these places and learn about what these people are doing. We're seeing a lot of people doing different sort of crafts and things like that.
Of course, yeah, it definitely makes for a much more deeper connection with the locals, and that's why people, they cruise these, they want river cruises for that reason, because you are able to get really off the beaten path into these villages that you otherwise wouldn't be able to.
I like thinking about river cruising as cruising sort of into the heart of a destination.
It's so true. It's such a good way to put it. And there's river cruises all over the world, but this is just one of those options where I'd actually say that if you do want to explore Vietnam and Cambodia or other areas in Southeast Asia, that a river cruise is probably the best way to do it.
Okay, so what's your second tip?
So my next tip is, in addition to the ability to get into smaller ports, another perk of the ship's small size is just really that intimate feel on board. And that's a huge bonus for people who, if they're intimidated by the bigger ships, they don't like crowds, it's not really their thing. This is a great way to share that experience with a small group of people. And aside from your fellow passengers too, it's, the passenger to crew ratio is also very small, and so you have those deeper connections with the crew, more intimate service, and those are of course other pluses to a ship of this size.
Okay, so those are 2 great tips. What's your third?
So anyone who has been on a big mainstream ship at some point has probably felt maybe a little nickel and dimed. There's some surprises in there because the fare isn't inclusive. You'll be asked to pay for extras like everything from specialty restaurants to shore excursions. That stuff isn't included on the big ships, but the other benefit of river cruise lines is that they're much more inclusive. And that's not to say everything is included, but on this cruise, for example, on Avalon Saigon, all the shore excursions are part of the cruise fare, so you don't have to worry about paying extra for that. The cruise director, who's been great with, even outside of the cruise excursions, if he wants to go into the market, he'll, say, who wants to go join me this way? If you want to get out there, he'll kind of show you the ropes and get you into the best places. And I must call out, we did go to the market earlier, and I got this lovely scarf. That's actually what the region is known for, as the scarves. And so everyone picked up these very ethereal scarves and robes, and so this was a fun little purchase that I got. Shopping local and dining local, and that's what Avalon's all about. They have a lot of partnerships with local schools and programs, and so that's it's a great way to give back in a sense. So bottom line, if you're interested in Vietnam or Cambodia or anywhere in Southeast Asia for that matter, I don't think you can get better than a river cruise. It's the best way to go, in my opinion.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Bye.